Hello again. Now, those of you who live in Britain are probably aware that it's been incredibly cold over the past sort of 2 weeks or so. So I really haven't been able to get up in the loft and do any work. Not because I don't want to, but because it's just so cold it makes doing anything up there a misery. But I have managed to do one thing, which is this little project here, which is repainting these Bachmann mineral wagons into civil engineer's livery, which I've already done. I've been doing this downstairs in the warm, and today it's actually quite warm outside. It's about 10 degrees, so I've been able to come out here into the garage and finish the weathering on them and then put them in service on the layout. So I've already painted them. That's not really any secret or anything, it's just hand painted with various different colours, and I've used masking tape to get the nice crisp yellow line across the top, and I've also painted the insides a rusty brown on all of the wagons, and then later on I might add some loads or something. So I'm just really going to show you how I do the weathering on some of my rolling stock. Now what I tend to use is over here, these weathering powders. See, this one's light rust. These are just chalk weathering powders, and you use a very soft bristled brush and you brush them on in varying amounts all over the wagon, and then when you're happy with what you've got, you give it a coat of clear matte varnish, which I have inside warming up. So I'll start the weathering on these, and hopefully it'll give you a few ideas for those of you who've thought of weathering but are not really sure where to start or are a bit nervous about ruining some of your stock. So let's hope this goes well. These are the colours I prefer to use. Don't need very many. So I've got sort of a grey, sort of city dirt kind of colour. We've got black ash, I think it's called. This is a brown called Vietnam earth, and then we've got standard rust colour. And by combining these in different amounts, in different mixes, and using some on their own, you can get quite a good little combination of effects. So I'll get started on the first wagon. Right, what I've done is I've mixed up a grimy sort of track grime and a bit of rust kind of mix, just in this lid here. And the trick with these powders and stuff is the rule is less is more. So I've already started on this side, and you really don't need too much. Just want to be quite careful and just brush it in where you think you can add a bit of an effect. So like up this brake rod or handbrake lever or whatever this thing is, you can darken that up a little bit, and then we've got the actual chassis as well, and then the wagon itself, which I tend to move on to after I've done the underframe, because the underframe tends to be sort of more of a different colour. So there you go, you put some in there. Also with these weathering powders, ensure you do this somewhere that you don't mind getting dirty, or do it outside or something, because they tend to blow around and fill the air and then settle on stuff all around you. So if you did this in your bedroom, probably wouldn't be the best idea, because you'd have bits of chalk powder on all kinds of furniture and stuff, as I found out the hard way. So there we go, there's the underframe, which has now been given sort of a nice dusty coating. And remember, you don't want too much with this. It's very easy to overdo weathering, and then you can sometimes be a little bit more unhappy with the result. So I tend to err more on the side of doing less. And also, if you do less and you don't like it, just add more. So there we go, the underframe of this one's all been done. This has been given a light coat of rusty, sort of dirty colour, and I've tried to do it quite subtly. And if you compare it to one that hasn't been done, you can see that this one is overall a bit more black, a bit more grey. And this is also a suitable colour as well, because I did paint this more of a grimy, tracky colour. I try not to use blacks because they tend to make things look shiny and new, but you can see there's a definite difference between the two, and I prefer this one. So I'm going to do the same process in all the other wagons, make them look used and well into service basically. So now I'll move on to the actual body sides, try and dull down some of this grey and a little bit of the yellow, and make the number a bit grimy. Right, here's one that hasn't had the body side weathered yet. All I've done is change the colour. I put a little bit more black in the mix, just to darken it up a little bit, so you'll get more of an effect of ballast dust rather than rust. Change the brush to this really thick, nice, soft bristled brush, and then again it's the same trick, less is more. And then there's the results. So I've just smeared a little bit of it down the sides. You don't really need very much, and you can see it's gone in all the corners and the grooves highlighted some of the areas. You can see where there's a scratch along the bottom, it's highlighted that. It generally makes the wagon look a little bit more tired, but not so tired that it looks like it's on a scrap line. That's the key with weathering. You don't want to make your train look like it's on its way to the scrapyard. You want to make it look like it just needs a bit of a clean. So I'll do the rest, and we'll see what we end up with at the end. Right, all the wagons look nice and grubby and they're ready to go. I use this Humbrol matte varnish, which is ideal for putting a nice coat of clear paint over the work to stop it becoming damaged and the chalk being rubbed off by fingers as the stock is handled. So this is just a final touch, and then I might add a load or something to the wagon at some point, but I haven't really decided what I want to do yet, so that'll probably be for another video. So I'll spray it up, let it dry, and show you some shots of them with the mineral train on the layout. Alright, well thanks for watching the video, and if any of you wondered where I got the idea for making those wagons, I got it from this book, which is the British Railway Modelling Modern Wagons in 4mm scale book. It's really good, it's got every modern wagon you can think of, and I saw this picture at the back where it's talking about weathering, and those wagons there gave me the idea to sort of do the mineral wagons that I've got, because they were originally a different colour and the wrong period, and I didn't think they actually existed in the 1980s, but there's proof that they do, because this picture was taken in 1997, so if they're around then, they would have been around in the 1980s. But yeah, this book's really good. It's got everything you could possibly think of to do with modern wagons from about 1980 sort of onwards. You've got the shark ballast brake van there, and then you've got the, you know, the rug wagons and scrap wagons, quarry wagons, ferry wagons, steel wagons, MGR wagons, more guards vans again, more ballast wagons, more ballast wagons. It just goes on and on. There's endless stuff in here, all about, you know, real wagons and their prototypes, and modifying and fiddling with the existing ready to run stock that is currently available to enhance your wagon fleet. So yeah, it's a good book, recommend you get it. I don't know where you'd get it from, because I got this one from Model Railway Shows, so I don't know if it's sold in shops as well, but I don't know. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. Hope it's given you a bit of inspiration and some ideas of your own, and I'll be back soon.